as local news gets. News 12, Brooklyn.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Cunnington. An investigation is underway into what sparked a fire inside a home on 83rd Street. News 12 Brooklyn reporter Katie Lusso has the details from Bath Beach.
And the good news here is that nobody was seriously hurt. And despite initial reports that people were trapped inside the home, the homeowner was actually not home at all. So take a look at this video. This is from a little bit earlier. You can see firefighters here at the scene. The fire was kept mainly to the first and second floors of this three-story home here on 83rd Street. This happening around 9 o'clock this morning. Neighbors tell me there were massive amounts of smoke that spread into several neighboring homes. Those residents were temporarily evacuated, but everyone has been let back into their homes except for the residents of the home where this fire started. Now, when the call initially came in, firefighters say they were told someone was trapped, but like I said, it turned out the homeowner was actually down the street. Everything was under control relatively quickly, but I spoke to one neighbor who describes what he saw when he came out of his home.
I looked over and there was just smoke billowing out of every possible crevice, out of the windows, everything. There was just this like thick, oily, greenish black smoke. I'd never seen anything like it before.
The cause of this fire still under investigation, but like I said one more time, no one was seriously hurt, although there is a lot of damage. That is the latest from here in Bath Beach. I'm Katie Lusso, News 12, Brooklyn.
Katie, thank you. In Coney Island, a water main break creates quite the mess, causing the roadway to open up and nearly swallow a car. It happened on West 28th Street this morning. A gray Honda Civic had partially slid into the hole before authorities were able to get it out of harm's way. Water was shut off in the area as crews tried to make repairs. We spoke to one woman who had parked her car there last night, had to go pick up her aunt, and luckily parked somewhere else when she got back.
Oh my God, it's crazy. I was like, thank God I moved my car. Thank God my aunt came. You know, I can't believe that. Wow. And usually like 3 cars could park in that section.
Wow. All right, we're going to turn now to our weather on the twos. Meteorologist Mike Favetta has the breakdown for us. This has been just such a weird, I'm kind of like sick of the clouds.
Yeah, the clouds have been hanging a little too low for a little too long.
Yes.
But that's about to change.
Okay.
And with the sunshine returning this afternoon, it'll help to lift those clouds up and out of the way. Notice a few of these showers that were around this morning. They are easily and quickly departing. And now the breaks of clear sky will start to work their way into Brooklyn, giving us a warmer finish to the day. It was also a little cool here around the mid-morning hours as some cooler air slid on by. With that sunshine and the storms lining up off to our west, they don't look very impressive now, but that's the front that will provide us with some storms this evening and then a drier, cooler finish to the overnight, meaning tomorrow starts off beautiful. Drier breezes, lots of sun, and a clear afternoon leading into a very nice weekend with low humidity. 84 this afternoon. We jump about 10 to 12 degrees just from our morning low, which sat in the low 70s. And then later on tonight, we'll be back around 70. But again, the worst of the storms should likely come in between 7 this evening and wrap up just before midnight. So anticipate in that window some flashes of thunder, the grumbles of thunder, the lightning, as well as some heavy downpours. The primary threat with this severe weather is the gusty wind that will be accompanied by the storms. Jessica will tell you all about the beautiful weekend ahead coming up. That's in less than 10 minutes.
Can't wait. All right, thanks so much, Mike. At this hour, police are warning Brooklynites to be cautious of a man dressed as an NYPD officer and asking for money. Take a look at this man here. Cops say 43-year-old Richard Gomez has been identifying himself as Sergeant Russo from the NYPD and asked for donations for sick children of police officers. He's done this at least 3 times, twice in the Bronx and once here in Brooklyn. He's described as 5'8" with 180 pounds. If you recognize him, contact police at 1-800-577-TIPS. And remember, all calls are kept confidential. Attorney General Eric Schneiderman has named the head to a new special unit investigating cases of police-involved killings. Alvin Bragg was a former assistant U.S. attorney in the state's Southern District, and he has also worked as chief of litigation and investigations for the New York City Council. 4 other prosecutors will also be part of the unit, which was created after Governor Cuomo signed an executive order yesterday. So, brings us to our question of the day here. Are you in favor of a special prosecutor for police-involved deaths? Let us know what you think over at news12.com or channel 612. And less than 2 weeks after that landmark ruling from the Supreme Court giving same-sex couples the constitutional right to marry, federal benefits are heading their way. Attorney General Loretta Lynch announced today that the Justice Department will work to make sure that all federal marriage benefits will be available equally to married couples across the country. She says programs for veterans and the elderly and disabled will now cover same-sex marriages. And coming up, the Donald continues to ramp up debate on immigration, but is he digging a bigger hole for the Republican Party? That answer next. Right now, police need your help trying to locate a missing elderly man with dementia. This 74-year-old here was last seen yesterday afternoon in the Del Mar Loop in East New York. He was wearing a blue t-shirt, blue jeans, and white sneakers. If you've seen him, please contact authorities at 1-800-577-8477. You could also text in your tips, and we've posted that information at news12.com. A News 12 update for you now. And South Carolina's governor has announced that she will sign the bill to remove the Confederate flag from State House grounds this afternoon. A spokesman for Governor Nikki Haley also says the flag will be removed during a ceremony scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow. Confederate flag has flown on the State House grounds for 54 years since being put up as a protest of the civil rights movement. Donald Trump is standing his ground and remaining unapologetic over controversial comments on illegal immigration. During his presidential campaign launch, he came under attack for referring to some immigrants coming into the U.S. as rapists. Those comments have cost him millions of dollars in canceled business deals. And a recent Washington Post article reports there are illegal immigrants working at a construction site in Washington, which Trump is turning into a hotel. He addressed the report with CNN's Anderson Cooper.
Can you guarantee that you don't have illegal or undocumented workers working for you in hotel projects or various projects?
I can't guarantee it. How can anyone? We have 34 million in the country. I used to hear 11, now I hear it's 34 million. I can't guarantee anything, but I can say this. We work very hard to make sure that everybody is legal as opposed to illegal.
The controversy surrounding the comments continues to push forward with every interview he grants. And as News 12's JT Fetch reports, it's not just his own brand he's affecting.
Donald Trump's comments on immigrants and his repeated interviews on the subject continue to thrust the Republican brand into the spotlight.
My party is in a hole with Hispanics. The first rule of politics when you're in a hole is stop digging. Somebody needs to take a shovel out of Donald Trump's hand.
Democratic presidential candidates seizing on his words, tying Trump to the other Republican candidates.
They are all in the same general area on immigration. They don't want to provide a path to citizenship. They range across a spectrum of being either grudgingly welcome or hostile toward immigrants.
One of the Republican candidates who does support a path to citizenship is Senator Lindsey Graham.
I don't need a lecture from Hillary Clinton about immigration reform. She was a public voice in 2009. I never remember her saying, wait a minute, President Obama, you promised to do immigration reform. Honor your promise. She didn't say a word.
Jeb Bush, whose wife is from Mexico, has sharply criticized Trump's comments, but he hasn't backed away from his stance on immigration.
This is a bizarre kind of idea that somehow you can have an affection for people in a different country and not think the rule of law should apply. This is ludicrous.
The Republican Party is certainly worried about the effect on Trump's comments. A Republican source says Republican National Committee Chairman Reince Priebus called Trump to express concerns about his tone when talking about undocumented workers. JT Fetch, News 12.
JT, thank you. Well, just a few days after the royal family held a christening for Princess Charlotte, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have released the official family portraits through Twitter. The photos were taken by famed photographer Mario Testino. This picture here shows 4 generations of British heirs: Queen Elizabeth, Charles, William, and George. The Middleton family also behind William and Kate there. Sorry, ladies, Prince Harry did not make the photo. He is on a 3-month trip to Africa. And here's another picture. Take a look at Kate Middleton, who is all smiles looking at her daughter there, while Princess Charlotte gives a smile and looks right into the camera. And not to be outdone, father and son get their own picture, of course. Prince George made his best attempt to steal the spotlight while posing with William. And here they all are together at the garden at Sandringham House. Princess Charlotte was born on May 2nd, and George, who turns 2 months old 2 years old, excuse me, this month. Gotta love the official family photos finally coming out.
I don't know. We in the newsroom have this poll going on. We think that you could sit in for the Duchess of Cambridge, is it? What's her name?
I've gotten it before, but she's perfect, so I don't know. But thank you. Huge compliment.
That's right. Hey, you know, we've got some sunshine this afternoon. It's all about keeping the hair in check, as you were saying, Jessica. Frizz, pretty fantastic throughout the next few hours this afternoon as the humidity keeps going up, thanks to that sunshine helping to warm us up into the low 80s. But that's the best part about the forecast, sunshine this afternoon. Taking us right through the 4, 5 o'clock hour. I think there'll be some storms arriving after 7:30, and they get pretty nasty with the gusty winds, even down by Bensonhurst and across Marine Park. We're back after this.